On today's episode with your favorite twin flames, we are here to talk about the evil that exists in your world and that negative energy that surrounds you. But you don't want to miss this one. Stay all the way to the end because we're going to tell you how to get rid of it. And we're back, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your co-host, Janine, along with my beautiful co-host, Miss Keisha.
Hello.
For those that don't know, this is my bestie. That's my best friend. We're also twin flames. If you don't know what a twin flame is, you better get on it because some of you have twin flames. Some of you actually have twin flames. A twin flame is one energy that has come down and split into two, reincarnated into two separate energies because you have lessons to learn in this lifetime. And also you have a really great mission to accomplish.
You sure do.
We got a mission, girl.
We sure do. And and it's a big one.
It's a big mission.
A lot of times I say, damn God, really?
Yeah.
Because I just want to relax. I want to be like the rest of the world.
You want to be regular?
I want to be a regular degular
Like
chick.
regular weed? You want to
I just want to go to work, come home, and just mind my business.
Guess what?
What?
Not this lifetime, bitch.
Not today.
Not happening.
So how has your week been?
This week has been pretty enlightening, actually. Okay. I had a few things occur during the course of the week where, I got some good news. My mom even came to me with some good news.
She sure did.
And I just am really in a good place in my life right now. I really must say. And I couldn't have gotten there without bobbing and weaving through some bullshit.
Tell them.
Yeah, and definitely. And I've been on like this really, we've talked about how long I've been on my journey. I know you have been on this ride with me since like 2018. We went through our enlightenment phase.
We sure did.
Well, I started mine and you follow suit.
Yes.
But it's just been a really long journey. We've learned so much shit.
We sure have. We sure have. And I know previously I complained about you in the beginning, how I felt. But and I just want to thank you because
I'm about to say you owe me an apology, bitch.
I apologize, and I don't think I ever thanked you, Janine. I want to thank you for dragging me through this experience. But no, yes, we have been through a lot. And for me as an individual, I'm one of those people, I don't like to take risk.
Yeah.
I like to assess the area and make sure
that
the floor is not broken. Before I step on that, I don't want to fall through. And also too, when you have a family with 3 young women in the house, you just want to make sure that the decisions you are making is not going to affect them.
Understood.
So that's why I've been I've been teeter-tottering through the whole enlightenment. And now that I'm here at this level, I look back and I'm like, wow, I really have grown. I know you have grown. But what I love about your journey, you were more of a risk taker.
I am. I'm a vigilante, bitch.
You would listen. Janine is that person that when there's like a shootout, instead of running, she goes towards a shootout to see.
I don't know about that.
I'm being sarcastic. It's an analogy. Like when you see the movies with the ghosts.
Yes.
Instead of you running out the house, you go and see who is haunting your house.
That I will do.
You like, let me tell you something. But I thank you because of that courage you have. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for you, I would never have taken the risk that I have taken and finding the truth.
Yeah.
Because finding the truth can be very scary.
Extremely, extremely.
Yeah.
Until you understand the power within yourself. And then you know that fear is a facade.
It is.
You create the fear.
Yeah.
You create the fear. And that's, and I don't think people understand how powerful actually that is to know that the things that we manifest within our lives or the things that we consider to be a reality.
Yes.
That we kind of create it. We create our reality.
We really do. And I was explaining to you the other day how through meditation, they were teaching me that when someone has an ounce of doubt, like 90% of you could be ready. Like, okay, I'm ready for this journey I'm about to go on. It doesn't necessarily have to be spiritual. It could be anything. If you have 90% of you is ready for a journey and then 10% of you has a little bit of doubt, the universe says, you know what?
Yep.
Lisa's not ready. because they don't want to put you out there and you're not ready. That's like I gave the analogy, my daughters. If my daughter's not ready to drive on her own, I'm not going to put her out there. She could be the best driver. I could see her. I could be in a car with her and she's driving up and down the street. But if I notice that there's some fear in her, I'm not going to allow her to take the keys to the car and drive on her own, because the possibility she may not come back. So that's like the universe. The universe, when you give them a little ounce of doubt, they take that ounce seriously.
They do.
And they're like, nah, sit down. You're not ready yet.
They do. And then people wonder why they can't move forward in life, because you keep creating different realities that really truly aren't in alignment with your purpose.
Yes.
That's because you don't know how to get around the negativity, right? Or get around the negative thoughts.
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about this negative energy that exists.
But I want to explain, so I love the transparency between the two of us, because we do be given some information that I don't even tell some of my own family members. So of course, if they watch the show, they'll find out.
Yeah.
So I had gotten my Akasha records done last year. And for many people, if you watched our first episode, not first, but one of our recent episodes, we had revealed that we do have Akashic records reading through our center. So I had my Akasha records read this week again.
Explain, what is an Akashic record reading?
Oh, okay. So Akashic records, for those who are not aware what even Akasha records are, there's a building in heaven. It's solely for every soul that exists in the universe. There's a book per soul. So if you've been on this planet for 100 times, in that book, it will show you all the lives that you lived as that soul.
Yeah.
So I always say to myself, how do they know that? Because do we have I call it an MRI number because I work in a hospital. Do you have an ID number? Because, they're not going to put Keisha on my book because this is the lifetime as Keisha. But in the last lifetime, I could have been called Jack.
Yeah.
But anywho, so everyone has this book of their past lives. And if you ever want to tap into your Akasha records, you just got to find someone who reads Akasha records, and they literally have to go under meditation and go. They spiritually go to this building.
Yeah. And
they're met by a guard, and the guard has to invite them to come in, and the guard finds the book of your entire life and many different lives.
Exactly.
And now what I love about
it's like the heavenly library.
It is. It really is. And what I find very interesting is you have to be very clever on what you ask. Yes. Because the Akasha records are not there. How can I put it? They don't have water in them. Like what's the thing called when you they're not blabbermouths. Yeah. So if you only ask about A, they only giving you A. They're not going to give you A through Z. Yeah. So you have to be very clever on what you ask. You have to be specific. So I recently had my Akasha records read. Did I explain Akasha records correctly? Is anything to add?
Nope. You got it 100%. Okay. Hopefully the audience got it.
I know, but what you need to do with an Akasha record reader is anything that's going on in your lifetime right now that you have questions about and it's ambiguous, then you need to ask some questions about previous lifetimes and what lifetimes are reflected in this lifetime. Yeah. So it's like a parallel to quantum healing. Yes. Indirectly with quantum healing, you're actually connecting with the other side, and the other side is talking in the session along with you. Yeah. Akasha records, the person who does the reading, they come back to you with the information. Yeah. So I asked 5 questions. One of the major questions I asked, and I think all parents would love to know, hear about this question I asked. I have 3 daughters. I have 4 kids altogether, but my 3 daughters live with me. Mm-hmm. One of my daughters, I know she's on the right path. My other 2 daughters, they're on the right path, but they're going very, very slow. Right. So my question was, am I doing enough as a mother for them? And my question also was, is there something else I need to be doing?
But you're like everybody. You're like a lot of people out here. Listen, I don't have children, mm-hmm. but I'm pretty sure as a mom, you always want to protect your kids. You always want to make sure that your children are on the right path. I don't think that ever really stops, I'm sure. But it doesn't. But it's good to have clarity.
It is. Yeah. It is, because you want to make sure that you're not interfering. Yeah. And I was relieved because they told me to leave them alone. Indirectly, they said, guide them as best as you can. but let them be. They said that they have to be butterflies and let them fly on their own.
Yeah.
And they said if I keep interfering, the wings will break off and they will not progress.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like really, I actually felt comfortable because up until that point, I was like, I could be doing more. And a lot of times I nag them about things that they need to be doing.
Yeah.
But I realized that prior to even getting the Akasha records, I'm like, I feel like I'm nagging and I'm not getting the results that I expect.
But bestie, can I tell you something?
What's that?
You know I love you to death.
You do. So let me hear this.
And I have a connection with your daughters. I love your children.
You do.
And your oldest, her and I, we had a little powwow, and I gave her some of my empathic psychic advice.
You did.
And it's in alignment with what that Akashic reading said.
Okay.
Because I did tell her that your parents need to give you breathing room and to be an adult.
You're absolutely right.
I told her that, didn't I?
Yes.
And I knew that was part of her learning issue, is that you guys gotta let her breathe.
Yes. And I'm trying, especially with Dad, because Dad loved to be all in the mix. You know, when they were younger, even now to their hairstyles, I'm like, let them be. Like, you shave your head bald. Why are you worrying about what somebody puts in their hair?
Yeah.
So that was one of my questions, and I was so relieved. So I tell anyone, if you ever had some questions that are very hard and you feel like no matter how much you pray to God, you're not getting the answers, the Akasha Records is available to everybody.
It is.
And we offer that at our Uplift Healing Centers.
We do. And one of my gifts, I know that I can go back in time.
Yes,
and
you
can. I can see people's past.
You sure can.
And I can bring it forward, and we can kind of understand what the hell is going on with this, so we can start fixing some shit.
Definitely.
So it's definitely a beautiful gift to give to yourself if you decide to ever do an Akashic reading. I've had my Akashic reading done several times, and my information has coincided very strongly with other information that I have received from other light workers. So
yes.
And including our quantum healing sessions. So definitely.
And I know somebody's probably saying, well, if you guys are psychic mediums, why would you do that? Couldn't you get the information yourself? And I remember years ago, I read Sylvia Brown's book. And there's probably some old heads watching this. Sylvia Brown was a psychic medium. Matter of fact, they said that she wrote a book and she predicted COVID, but that's another story. But Sylvia Brown said that she had a strong connection with her spiritual team, and they would give her information, and she would go and research it herself.
Yes.
So she wouldn't, even though she was talking to the other side, she still got information to back up the information that they, and every time she came to them, they'd be like, we told you so. I don't know why you went out there, and we told you exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but that was great.
But I'm so excited for the girls. They can breathe. Shit.
Yeah, they can breathe, because I be breathing down their back. I'm a little gnat. I'll be all over the place.
But I get it, man. I get it. This isn't not an easy world to navigate. So I know you want to provide the best for your children. There's a lot of people out here that are scared. Like, you're scary. You're scared. Yeah. You don't know. And sometimes you're a little overprotective. You're the overprotective mommy.
I am.
But, we all are entitled to our own path and our own journey.
Yes.
And that's one thing that we talk about religiously, and that we have to drill into everyone's head, is that we're all entitled to our own path and our own journey.
And that's a beautiful thing that God gave us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some people fuck it up.
They do. But I think because people don't have enough guidance. I think a big thing is that people just don't have the guidance, or they don't trust their intuition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the guidance, because if you were born into a family that was very poor, and you lived in a very low income neighborhood, and it's like 5 or 10 of y'all in one apartment, you're going to be loose in the streets.
Yeah.
And then making, bad decisions.
Yeah.
And then later on trying to fix it.
Yeah, buddy. But along with those bad decisions comes negative energy that is attracted to us sometimes. This is what causes us to make these bad decisions.
It truly is.
And it's crazy. I was talking to my mother earlier today, and we were talking about negative energy and how negative energies, people, especially if you're not in tune. And this is a point of this show, because we really want to bring people to the light. We want people to really understand how powerful you are as spiritual beings. And even us in our journey through spirituality, and we know a lot of shit.
We do.
We're still learning though.
And we're human.
We
are in these human bodies. And let me tell you something. Some of the emotions that we are around, because we're empaths as well.
Yes.
So the energy that we are around sometimes affects us. And we have to remind ourselves, like, listen, this is just a game.
Yeah.
And this is just a school of earth. So, like, don't take it too seriously.
Yeah. But how do you take it seriously when you not take it seriously when you find out that you have dark energy around you?
Child.
So like,
that's hard.
It's hard. So my point is that you and I, again, being at the level that we are in our spirituality, like I said, back since 2018 that we started this path, and there's some people who have started long before us.
They sure have.
And I think that we're pretty good where we are. I think we've learned so much.
We have.
In the amount of time that, we have started this journey. And again, still so much more to learn. But the point is that we recently found out about negative energy in our lives and how, like for me, I had a freaking attachment on me since birth.
Same here. And that's very scary.
Extremely.
And we were both baffled by that, because at one point we were talking shit. We were like, yeah, we got this spiritual game on lock. Nobody could mess with us. We would talk all that shit.
Hell
No demon could fuck with me.
You
we would
fuck
say,
right.
Child. I went to this lady. She was like, oh, you got a demon around you.
Yeah.
And she said, it been with you since birth. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was flabbergasted. And then I went and did my research and found out there were 15 demons on me. I was like, what?
15, y'all.
Damn, and the funny thing is, I got it cleared.
Yeah.
I did get it cleared. And when I got it cleared, I felt a weight lift off of me. And my thoughts were clearer. I was doing things faster. It was really, and to the point it brought me to tears, because I'm like, I've had this on me all my life.
Yes.
And I struggled through that. Even with ADHD, I got that, but that was because of them.
Yeah.
Where I couldn't concentrate. Like, I would have to do things more than like studying in nursing school.
Yeah.
To read one page, it might take somebody 30 minutes versus me studying it for 2 hours.
Yes.
And that was them on me. So I dealt with that forever. And like you said, from the womb.
How
did you feel when you found out?
Bitch, I was tight.
Like, who fucking with me?
I was so mad.
Yeah.
I was so mad, especially when I found out how it happened, which I don't really want to get into. But it has been with me since birth. But after I came to the acceptance of it all, I'm like, damn, this shit fucking makes sense.
It does.
Because we have both been trying to climb up this hill, trying to get through things in life, and I'm always getting blocked.
Yes.
Always getting blocked.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that conversations I had with my mother today, because my mother came into this realization today too, which is what inspired me to talk about this show, talk about this during the show, is that my mom says to me, she's like, I've realized that I have been blocked with so many things in my life, and I didn't realize that it was coming from negative energy.
Wow. That's amazing. And that's scary though.
Yeah.
And you know why that's scary? Because I pray.
Yes.
I meditate.
Yeah.
And when I found that out, I kind of felt like, damn, well, if I pray and meditate the way I do, there's got to be something to this where these demons are still allowed to be on you, even though you're praying.
Yes.
And meditating. And the question is, why?
Why?
So, you want to peel back them layers? Let me take a little sip. Hold on.
Take your sip, boo. Because this is some serious stuff. And again, you and I, and we're just regular old chicks from Jersey, right?
Yes.
And walking around with negative energy. And we're just trying to make it like everybody else. And the reason why we couldn't move forward is because of negative fucking energy.
Yes.
But the negative energy, believe it or not, audience, it serves a purpose.
It does. It does. I'm going to give you my theory, knowing the life that I've lived.
Yeah.
Because we were sent here with a specific mission, I'm that type of person. If my mind is made up on something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But because I had these demons on me, I couldn't do the things that I would. You know how some you sit there and be like, oh, I wish I could sell candles, or, oh, I wish I could run a marathon. Like, you just start having a wish list, and then that wish list lasts for like 24 hours. They're like, oh, fuck it, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
But the kind of person I am, the way how my soul was designed, I feel like I could conquer anything.
Yes.
So knowing what I know, indirectly, the demons had to be on me to get to this point right now where I'm at, because I had a specific mission and they needed me to do this specific mission. Because it was up to me, I would have been an astronaut or something.
Exactly.
They were like, bitch, what you doing over there? That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to come over here and do this spirituality stuff. I would have been in the moon somewhere, visiting the moon somewhere.
Bingo. That's it.
What, yeah, the demons had to hold me back. But they hold you back, but they can't hurt you.
Yeah.
If you're praying and meditating. So I learned that.
Yeah.
Your spiritual team is around you. Your angels are around you. These demons are around you. And the demons are designed to do something, to hold you back for a reason. And once you find out why, and once you get to your destination, then the angels and your spiritual team will release them and say, okay, now you can leave.
Because this is the thing that we have learned through some of the books that we have read about negative energy. Mm-hmm. Is that negative energy will latch onto you because it wants to learn, just like you.
And it needs energy.
It needs to feed off of something.
Yes.
But this is why we are talking about this today, y'all, because you have to become enlightened and understand how negative energy works, and understand how powerful you are as spiritual beings. Because if you don't, then the negative energy will continue to feed off of you.
It will.
Because of the experience that you're providing it. But after you become enlightened, and you just entered into this entirely new timeline and this space of knowledge, that negative energy has no purpose anymore.
And it has to leave.
It has to leave.
It has to leave.
It can't feed off of you anymore because there's nothing else for it to learn.
Exactly. And I need people to understand that cigarette smoking, that's a negative energy on them.
Yeah, addictions.
Social media, being on social media for hours and not moving forward in life.
It's an addiction.
So any type of addiction, there's a negative energy attached to it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go even a step further. What I found out, and I apologize if I mentioned this before, but I'll reiterate it again because it warrants it here. If a cigarette smoker who's been a chain smoker all their life, once they pass away and they ascend to a higher level, that negative energy that's attached to the addiction cannot go up to heaven.
Yeah.
It can't.
Yeah.
But that negative energy is alive for a certain period of time. And it floats around and finds
someone else
smoker
to attach to.
So you could be a person who's been smoking for years and got maybe 3-4 different dead people's negative energy on you, because they be like, oh, you like to smoke a lot. We're going to latch onto you.
Yeah.
And every time you smoke, you give them energy.
Yeah.
It sounds weird and it sounds like, oh, like a movie, but it's really real.
It's real.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to be careful of the company you keep too.
Yeah.
Being around the wrong crowds. Being around the wrong crowds, which is why you're so overprotective of your children.
Yes. Child.
Because they can be vulnerable, and they can also sense other people's light and want to attract to that light so they can start their negative antics.
Oh yeah.
Their negative antics in your life, and then, wreak havoc. But if you don't raise your vibration and you don't learn spiritually, it's gonna have a great party in your life.
It's important for spiritualists to also understand is that their light is so bright that they're always gonna be under attack.
Yes, that's true.
And they have to protect themselves through prayer, meditation. If you're into crystals, you have crystals that you can put in your pocket. I wear a crystal in my pocket every day when I go to work.
Yes.
Because I know at my job, so many people come onto that unit with addictions. And these demons are lurking. And if this person, for example, there's people that come to our unit that are chain smokers.
Yeah.
And now they're on this unit for 2 weeks and can't smoke.
Yeah.
So this negative energy is dying. So they'll see me, sunshine and sunflowers, bright as fuck.
Yeah.
And latch onto my ass. And it happened to me one day at work.
Yeah.
It really did. And I'm like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, I remember you told us
Yes.
that.
And I told the demon, I says, you are looking for the wrong light. I'm not the light you're looking for. It's really important. I'm looking at this camera right here. Tell this demon that's on you, I am not the light that you're looking for. You are looking for the light, whatever your religion is. So for my religion, with Christianity, I would tell it, you're looking for the light of Jesus. Go to the light of Jesus. I'm not the light you're looking for. And when I tell you, it works, because I've literally felt a demon come off of me and go away. And I was like, wow, that's so deep.
I have too. I felt that before too. Definitely. Yeah. So, it can be, it's very eye-opening when you find out that these things exist and that these things are what their intentions are. But it's, we started off the show talking about fear. And that's why it's important to remember that you can't really fear, you can't fear it. So when I found out about it, I wasn't fearful of it.
Me
Not
either.
at all.
Me either. I was angry.
I was pissed.
Who the fuck is you?
You damn Skippy.
Get the fuck off me.
Exactly.
Oh, he heard a bunch of curse words, because my husband said I could curse like a sailor. Oh, I was like, listen, don't mess with me.
Indeed. But, it's not so much about fear. And for the average person, or the person that's just coming into their spirituality, their enlightenment, it may be hard for you to not be fearful of these things.
Yeah.
But that's why you got to keep learning. That's why you have to keep working on your spirituality, because the light will always supersede the darkness.
Definitely.
There's no way around that. It always will. So when you build your light body, when you start to become more enlightened, it doesn't have the same role in your life anymore.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. And growing up in Brooklyn, I always had a crew. When you have a crew, you like, listen, my crew, because you knew nobody could jump you when you had a crew around you. So I need people who are into spirituality to realize, and not even you have to be into spirituality. You could be a Catholic and you be praying to your angels. You must understand that's your crew. And they cannot help you with these demons unless you tag them in.
Yeah.
You don't go out there battling this war and don't bring your army with you. You got an army with you. And if you feel that there's negative energy around you, if you're trying to quit smoking, tell your team, like, please help me with this negative energy, because the negative energy is telling you in your ear, get another cigarette.
Yeah.
Get another cigarette. Even with food eating.
Yes.
Child, because I love me some chocolate donuts.
Who don't love no chocolate donuts?
I'm going to say this. I'm proud of myself. I'm going to pat myself on the back right now, because my husband bought a whole trough of chocolate donuts and they are still sitting there on the counter. I did not touch not one of them.
Bravo, girl.
And the demons was like, take one of them donuts. You can do it. You got favor.
You can do it.
You won't gain a pound. Trust me.
The lies they tell. The lies.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever had any addictions? Is that too personal?
Well, when I look at the scale every fucking day.
Okay. I think all Americans got that damn addiction to food.
I swear to God, I be addicted to food, but it's sugar. Sugar's a demon.
It is. Mine's is salt too. I love some salt and sugar.
You do?
Ooh, child.
Oh, those are terrible.
It is.
Damn, son.
But yeah, so you're using your the tools that we're talking about to help you with the sugar.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely pray, and the prayer and meditation certainly helps. But also finding out about some of the negative energy that was on me, it was also contributing, obviously, to the addiction of it. And I've come into awareness, and I am controlling it and being better at my eating.
You go ahead, Janine.
Come on,
I'm proud
with
of
it.
you, boo.
No Ozempic today. Okay, this is Ozempic free.
You go, girl. But yeah, so I'm thinking that people who are having a really hard time and feel like this conversation is hopeless, just connect with God first.
Yeah.
That's the first step. Just connect with God and say, God, I feel like I'm by myself and I love to smoke or I love porno.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, when you are addicted to something, you're looking for something else.
Indeed.
You're looking for fulfillment.
Yes.
You're inadequate in something in your life.
Yeah.
So this addiction is compensating.
It is. It's
for your
replacing
inadequacy. It's replacing it.
It is.
So you need to do shadow work.
Shadow work.
Need to do some shadow work
Mm-hmm.
to peel back them layers and find out, why the hell am I addicted to porn?
Yeah.
Why am I a heavy smoker? Why am I addicted to food?
Yeah.
Whatever you're addicted to, you got to figure out what is it that's causing you to be on that level, because there is hope.
Indeed. You know, I had a friend of mine call me the other day in a panic, but he's like, I don't know what it is. Something's on me. I just have all these bad things that keep happening to me. And I'm like, you're probably right.
Ta-ta. Good night.
You're probably right.
Good night, Click. I swear. So what advice did you give him?
Well, I wanted to help him, but again, he was one of my runners. He was somebody that was supposed to come see me and got scared to face himself.
Okay. You know, so I watch so much movies. When you said runners, I'm like, wait, he's selling drugs? What is he doing? I was like, wait.
He's a pusher? No.
I need for people to understand what runners mean to you and I.
Oh, no, just running away. He was just running away from me.
But the thing is, runners for us is that person that's like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. They be like, they'll book an appointment.
Janine, help me tonight. When can you help me?
Yeah. And then when the date comes close, listen, I think I'm going to be dead on that day. So I don't think, I think I'm going to be sick in the hospital with COVID. So I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Like, they be making some astronomical excuses of why they can't make their appointment. I'm like, come, and I tell them, like, listen, they're not going to rat on you. They're not going to talk about the orgies you had. Stop.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But listen, we all got to go through the process. And that process is essential if you want to become more enlightened and more aware.
What's the first thing we say when a runner cancels their appointment?
Don't say I didn't tell you.
No,
What?
that's that demon on them.
Oh, that's the demon. Yeah.
You say that's that demon on them, because the demon whispers in their ear, don't go to that appointment.
Yep.
You ain't got to go to that appointment.
100%.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me look at the camera. Why would the demon tell this individual to cancel their appointment? Because they know once this person becomes enlightened, they have the ability to get these demons off of them independently.
Yeah.
So they do not want this person to become demon free.
Exactly.
Because now when the demon is taken off of that person, that demon, that energy, that negative energy loses power.
It loses its power.
Yep.
100%. We here to zap some demons. We want to zap some
Ghostbusters.
That's right.
Dun, 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 dun. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. But yeah, so.
Man, so it's very important. I think this was a very important and essential topic.
Definitely.
And most importantly, the fear factor. There's no reason to be afraid of it. You could get pissed, because I got pissed.
Yep.
Get pissed, but then get busy, baby.
And go to work.
Go to work.
Find a shoe. We could do a virtual appointment with you.
Exactly. That's why our information is in the description box below. Because you need us to help you zap some demons today.
Definitely.
Can't thank you guys enough. Still so much to learn. This process never stops.
It never stops. Never.
It keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stop, won't stop. No Diddy.
That might not be the
No Diddy.
That might not be the right song right now, because he had a lot of demons that was telling him to do a lot of things.
Oh, we gonna have a show about Diddy. We gonna have to expose some Diddy
I feel
shit.
really bad.
You feel bad about what?
Because he had a lot of demons that he couldn't control. Anybody that to that magnitude.
He could control them. He controlled them. He didn't want to.
Because it gave him power. Gave him power. Shit.
Don't sleep on Diddy. Diddy was extremely spiritual.
He was, because he was talking about love. And love is the highest frequency. He knew that love was the highest frequency.
And he knew it was the highest frequency, and he didn't want to utilize it.
Yeah.
He tried to mask it. He actually embodied false light.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another show. Y'all got to come back for that one.
Yep.
We're going to talk about this No Diddy.
Yes.
But listen, everybody, if you haven't subscribed, it's time to subscribe. We got a gang of information for you guys. So make sure you hit that notification bell. And
right down here.
Keep on coming back to the Twin Flames, because it's real over here. And we're teaching you all about the life and the truth, baby. Truth be told. So thanks everybody for stopping by. Remember that God is love. Love is the highest frequency. And go and find the God within.
Peace.